Hi, one of my PySimple GUI tips videos talked about how to handle editing tables using uh, text boxes and inputs and stuff like that. I had a comment that someone, instead of on my example, I just used the top of the top of the screen for the form type thing and had the table data below it. But I had a comment down here. Can you make a tutorial by editing the row and selecting edit button and new button and popping up a new window to edit the info? So I thought about it a little bit and I really hadn't done too much with that, but I said, oh, it can't be that hard. Um, if you're using what they call pop-up windows, you have to use what they have, basically designed in uh, the library code, the PySimple GUI code, but you can make what they call a one-shot window, which will, work like a pop-up, but you can design it however you want. So I went ahead and did that and uh, figured I'd show how I did it, and I'll get the code posted up on GitHub and link to it in the description of the video so that somebody can try it out if they want to. So let's get to the code. I'm going to go to VS Code, and this is the original code that we had, and we can run it just to show. And you can see you got to edit things up here, and we can do that. So we'll just say, just add things. And we added some data, and now we'll say add a row, and it just brings in the row, which is fine. And you can edit it the same way. When you edit it, brings in the row and stuff like that. But like I said, that worked fine. But he wanted to kind of make it cleaner, more like a form where you had a pop up to go ahead and fill it in, and then you could, after you filled it in, hit submit. So at least that's what I'm assuming he wanted. So we'll get to that. All right, so you can see here our layout. We just have a single layout on this one, and we're doing our text boxes and inputs and combos right in our main layout. So to do it the other way, you're taking all that out of it. So our layout becomes just the buttons and our table. So in our main layout. So the way you have to do this is that you have to actually create a whole new window. You don't have to have the layout and the window and the read. But if you look at the documentation in there, they tell you that you can combine all these into one. So this is actually this from here to here is a full window. And like I say, you're only reading it once, so you just after you read, you just say after the read close equals true. So that's and then it'll automatically close when you after you hit either the submit or the cancel buttons or the X in the corner. And it's going to return in our main window, we have events and values. So you have to call it something different. So when you're adding a row, I call it a new row. So I've got n events and n values, new and new, so that we can keep those variables separate from their returned on an event away from that. So basically, we're just putting in our heading and this is the new, so they're going to be blank when they start. So we're just putting those in there, and it's just going to pop up a small window. And just so you can tell that you can do something else with it. So I just made the background color pink on this one. And like I said, after you read it, you're going to get this. And then if if it's cancel or you excise the top, then you don't need to do anything, act on any of the values. But if if the submit button is pressed, it's going to return the event, an event, submit. And if it's true, if that's what it is, then that's when you're going to add a new row to your table. And again, uh, you're going to return when this window closes, you're going to have a dictionary of your values, and uh, they're going to be, you know, 0, 1, and 2. So that's what we got going on there. Um, and then you have to update it for the window for the table to show the updated values. You have to update the table. So that's what we got to do there. And then you have to do similar on the edit row and a little bit more work actually, but not too much. First thing you got to do is you got, if they don't have a table, if they didn't, uh, if the event is edit row, but if they haven't selected a row and that's the empty list, then the pop-up is it's going to bring up a regular pop-up that says no row selected. But if there is one, then you're going to get the value of that row. And then we're going to do something similar here. We got, instead of N events, we got E events for edit events and edit values. But this time we need to put our values in there. So we're bringing in our table data, or TD from our table, and we're bringing in the values for each one of those, the 0, 1, and 2 down here as the default, the default values that we're putting in there. So anyhow, we're doing that. And same thing, we got to submit and to cancel. And I just wanted to show that you can do the background colors by either putting a color in, but sometimes you don't know whether like a light blue or something like that might not work, or something. Sometimes it will, but you can always go online and find a hexadecimal color picker website, and you can put your mouse on the color you want and click it, and it'll give you this hexadecimal value, and you can just put that in. So this one I did that, and it's like a light blue value there. I just wanted to show that you had choices to do with that. And then again, if the event is submit, then what you're doing is you are taking that table row and you're changing all the values in it. So you're updating and changing the values, and then you're updating the values. So, and that's the only changes you have to make. If you're going to delete a row, you can do that. On the other one, we had this, what button was it? We had this save edits that came on, that after you edited it, it came on and let you save the edits. And we had to worry about disabling it and not disabling it. But by going with our pop-up or one-shot windows, we don't have to do all that because we're handling that when the window closes. The program ended up just 1 or 2 lines difference in size, so it didn't really make the program any different or anything. But let's go ahead and show it running. So you can see now our inputs and text are gone from the top. And now if we want to add a row to here, of course, that's what you got to do first. You got to pick a row, and here's where I changed the background color of the of the one-shot window to pink. So I can just put in some colors, and then the color picker, I just got red, green, blue, just random things to put in the table. And then you hit submit, and they show up down there. And then if you want to edit it, of course, if I don't have one selected, it's going to say no row is selected. Probably should make that pop up red. I think you could probably do the same thing on that, so you could do that. So I'm going to exit. But now I'm going to select this row and I'm going to edit it. And now you can see that hexadecimal value down here has come through as a light bluish color, teal maybe or something. And we can go ahead and change that to U, and maybe Change that to 500. Change this to blue, red. There we go, red. And then we got 500U in red. So it works functionally the same, but I kind of do like the pop-ups a little, makes it a little cleaner what you're doing and everything. And glad he asked about it because I don't always play with the FreeSimpleGUI with doing this. And good to keep my mind and a little bit fresh on it. So worked for about an hour to get it done. Anyhow, hope this helps my commenter and talk to you later. Have a good day.